From foster care survivor and teenage gunshot victim to Marine Corps leader, best-selling author, national advocate, and hands-on community builder, Tawanda T. Marie Hanible isn't just serving her community. T is redefining what veteran leadership looks like in the 21st century, ensuring that no veteran, no child, and no marginalized voice is left behind. We're excited to have you here on episode 771 of the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show in this business and community spotlight with Tawanda T. Marie Hanible. She's hanging out in the virtual green room, ready to come up and listen. We're going to get the party started right after this quick intro. Don't you move.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Sharvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Sharvette Mitchell.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. And thank you for checking us out here on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. That's right, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard and seen all across the World Wide Web. Shout out certainly to those that are live streaming with us in various places over on Facebook. And you might be on YouTube and you might be on LinkedIn. We certainly appreciate you always for checking us out. Shout out over on YouTube. Roberto, glad to see you. Marilyn, glad to see you. Certainly those that check us out in our podcast version. We are so excited that you're always with us. Apple Podcasts and Spotify, iHeartRadio. Some of you might be listening from Amazon Music. We appreciate you. And those that just say, you know what, I just hang out and go to Sharvette.com. That's where I binge watch and binge listen to everything. Well, we are excited to have you because, you know, the goal of the show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And we're going to do just that with today's guest. I do not want to let you know that this particular segment is being brought to you by really one of our, we like to call it one of our social impact projects. We are excited and honored to team up with a few organizations, primarily Forever Healed, and this coming Thursday, January 17th, and the following Thursday, July. I done took us to January, y'all. July 17th and July 24th. There is a session specifically for women veterans that are in the Virginia area, and it is a grief group, grief or loss. If you've experienced any type of grief, loss, life transition, a huge change, these sessions are absolutely for you. So go to foreverhealed.com, complimentary registration there. Go to foreverhealed.com. Again, women veterans that are located in Virginia, this is just for you. So we'll share a little bit more about that. And it's over on Sharvette.com. The flyer is right there. So let's get ready to bring our guest up right in line here. We are honored to have this dynamic young lady who, I was saying before we went live, I had the honor of emceeing an amazing event in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and she was one of the winners of one of the awards, and so you all get to meet her. So let me tell you a little bit about her, and we're going to bring her live on stage here. So Tawanda T. Marie Hanible is a national force. She is a decorated Marine, a best-selling author, a hands-on advocate, and an award-winning entrepreneur, transforming the world of veteran support, youth mentorship, cannabis wellness, and social justice 365 days a year. Listen, no grass is growing under her feet. After 20 years of decorated service as a U.S. Marine Corps Gunnery Sergeant, including deploying as the only woman in her unit during the Iraq War, T transformed her battle-tested grit into a lifelong mission to uplift veterans, at-risk youth, and underserved communities. As the founder and CEO of Operation Heroes Connect, T has personally ensured that thousands of at-risk youth, oh my goodness, many from foster care, poverty, and maybe even some trauma-impacted homes, have received life-changing mentorship, leadership, and opportunity. Every year, she works to send 100 underserved youth to an overnight summer camp, covering all of the costs and ensuring they have the nutritious meals and emotional support, fitness, and a chance just to be a kid. It doesn't end there. Certainly for veterans, T has worked relentlessly to help them secure their disability ratings or successfully appeal for higher benefits. And in 2020, she also led the Veterans March on Washington alongside Reverend Al Sharpton for the historic 57th anniversary march, ensuring veterans stood united across backgrounds and beliefs to fight for justice, equality, and national unity. Put your hands together. Welcome to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. T, woo, woo, we're excited to have you.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey,
I'm excited to be here.
Listen, I wanted to take time. Sometimes we kind of skim over bios. I wanted to take time and just honor like the work that you're doing and really kind of share with our audience the background. Certainly your full bio is over on Sharvette.com, but let's jump right on in. You know, you founded Operation Heroes Connect while still on active duty, and you know, what moments or what things kind of sparked that transition from the Marine Gunnery Sergeant to a nonprofit founder?
Oh, wow. So I, again, like you said, was still on active duty. I had just gotten stationed in Virginia at the time at Quantico.
Okay.
At that time, before I got here, I was volunteering in everything from Big Brother, Big Sister to outreach organizations in Michigan. So that was just my way of life. All throughout my military career, we gave back in the communities in which we lived and served.
Yeah.
So when I got here to Quantico, there was a wait list.
Oh.
I was like, yeah.
Okay.
So there was a wait list just to do things like being a mentor. There was a 6-month wait list. There was another year-long wait list somewhere else. So during that time, I was going through my own trials and tribulations, and that's when I started going through a separation. At that time, I was married. So I wanted to kind of channel that energy.
Yeah.
I needed to channel that energy into something positive. So Operation Heroes Connect was born at 11:30 p.m. one night.
I love that. Yes, with the time stamp.
Time of delivery.
Wow.
And I remember I was on Facebook. I said, what if I started a nonprofit?
Mm-hmm.
And people started chiming in and just give me, hey, I help. Hey, let me know. Hey, put me in, coach. So that kind of gave me the kind of fuel, I'll say, that I needed to kind of go ahead and kickstart it. Let's do it. Let's see if I can get this done. And Operation Heroes Connect.
And here we are. And so certainly, you know, operating multiple community programs, summer camps and holiday dinners and mentorships. And I just saw you posted something, you got approved for something for back to school stuff. Like, how do you prioritize and kind of really kind of scale these initiatives?
I think the biggest thing is just building community. If you see, I always post what I'm doing in the community, because I know people always want to be a part of something. They always want to give back themselves. So they're looking for organizations that they too can help. Each year we do a homeless dinner service where we go out and we take it to the street and we serve hot meals. Last year I was blessed in which I got an old firehouse to my disposal. Wow. And we turned that into Christmas time for the kids, a coat drive, clothes drive, whatever essential items you needed, and a sit-down dinner service. So we were able to reach the masses because of community. Yeah. Had I not gone to that community, he said, hey, Mayor, did I use that building? I wouldn't have been able to build and have this program and sustain this program. Because it's one thing to build a program. Everybody and their mama want to start a nonprofit, and that's great. But sustaining it, that's the hard part. Keeping people, keeping those volunteers, keeping that staff, finding board members that share the same passion. That's important.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think the community aspect is beneficial for all of our listeners. We have a lot of business owners. You need community with that, right? We have ministry leaders that listen. You need community with that. So I think that's a
Absolutely.
great theme. If people want to find out more, give to your organization, what's the best way they could do that?
That website that you see right there on that screen, Operation Heroes Connect. Through that website, you can sign up for more information. You can submit your email so you can get added to our list. You can find out what events we have coming up. We have quite a few. So we have a huge backpack drive in which the city of Fredericksburg has graciously agreed to let us use the Fredericksburg National Stadium for our minor league teams. So we're going to turn that whole stadium into a place for your young men to come get their haircuts. Raffles will be given for the young ladies to go get hairstyles. We'll have backpacks, hopefully, and pray for me, y'all. We get some medical practitioners out there so we can do some on-the-site physicals, because those are the hardest things we have in our community, in which we're trying to do work, get the kids fed, do this, do that, and still get them to their appointments, get them back to school shopping, get their haircuts, get their hair done. So if we can kind of ease that stress to parents, why not?
Why not? Why not? Well worth it. And certainly people like to give, and I was saying this the other day, to things that they already see are moving. There's already some traction there. And so that's a great benefit. If you just popped on in, we see you. You're here on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, episode 771, our community and business spotlight. And we have Tawanda T. Marie Hanible with us. Listen, decorated Marine, bestselling author, CEO of Operation Heroes Connect. And so, T, certainly one of your primary goals is around helping veterans secure disability ratings, even higher benefits. And so what type of advice would you give, a veteran that might be listening, or someone that's connected to a veteran, of like how they get the process started? Any advice there?
So let me start by saying, and I'm going to be 100% transparent, because all wounds are not seen. And many veterans, we struggle with going to help and getting that help that we need because of those egos, right? We've had these egos. We've avoided going to sick call and going to medical, and we just want to tough it out. Stop it. Please go get help, whether it's through the DVA, whether it's through the DAV, whether it's through any entity that you could find. Right now, I'm in partnership now with an organization, Leaving No Veterans Behind. And what we're doing is trying to reach out to that community that was underrepresented. And we're talking about these communities in which the veterans came home, but they didn't exactly get the same care and treatment that we get today. And whether those look like medical benefits or VA benefits or benefits that can be passed down to their families, because we're talking about generational. These things that we go through as veterans, and through whether you serve 4 years, 10 years, or 20 years, you went through it. Go get seen. I am 100% total and permanent. I go to my medical appointments. I make sure I'm there. And most important, I'm trying to be there and present for my kids. Those 20 years, my kids miss me a lot. So making sure that I'm present in every way that I can now is very important. So now that I'm in that 40 area, you want to make sure that you're utilizing any kind of benefits, medical assistance, counseling assistance, anything that's out there, grab it. So what I would tell them is definitely, I know when I transitioned from the Marine Corps, I went through what's called a DAV rep. That person was able to sit down with all of my medical records. And I'm talking from the day that I went into boot camp to the day that I retire, and had me list everything from head to toe. even if you think it's something small, okay, I always get this crack in my shoulder and I can't quite bend my arm all the way back, so I don't have full range of motion, but I'm still able to do day-to-day stuff. Annotate that. That's a disability. If you're not in the same shape that you were in before you joined the military, these are disabilities that was probably brought on from your military service. So getting that looked at and talking to someone, that's the first step. Having them go through that checklist, that's that first step. And everything else is easy. Now it's just you writing down your statement. You're going to get seen. The same things you're doing already, but now you're doing with a military or a VA doctor. So definitely go get seen.
Oh my goodness. April coming in saying, yes, come on 100%. Thank you for chiming in. Roberto from New York says you're doing great things for the community. Shout out.
I'm trying.
You doing more than trying, sister. You are doing it. Shout out to you. And so certainly, so veterans passion, and you're doing great work in that space. And then absolutely, with the youth as well. Are there any young people you could think of in any of the initiatives you all have done that changed a life or impacted a life, or any young person that came back and said thank you?
Girl, we've had young people, and keep in mind, this is a veteran-ran program. So I will say that. We do hire and take on other people that aren't officially veterans, of course, but it's primarily veteran-ran. Our summer camps are facilitated by veterans and active duty. So we've had kids that, since we've started the program, and I'm talking 2011, that have gone on and joined the military and are in the military kicking butt right now.
All right.
And just watching their lives just unfold, and that's been amazing for me to see that change, to see that shift. We started out very, very small. We started out with like maybe 10 people.
Wow.
And we all got together, and our first give back thing was to do a dinner service at the ACT shelter in Dumfries, Virginia. So that was our first give back. 9 other Marines and sailors came out one Saturday morning, and we did this whole lunch service for them. Then we discovered there was kids there. But the whole mission of my program was to connect with you because of my past.
Yeah.
So when we decided, okay, this is a sign.
Clear.
You know that there were kids living here. I talked to the director, and we figured out, okay, how can we get involved? And I told her about my mentorship program. And a week later, we were doing an icebreaker at the ACT shelter. And each kid in that icebreaker, and there was about 15 of them at the time, was paired up with an adult mentor one-on-one. So that is really what kicked off, and this is 2012. That is what kicked off the Operation Heroes Connect mentorship program. And from there, it just grew from doing that one-on-one, checking in, taking them out, showing them places they may normally not see because of their circumstances, right? Helping with homework. It kind of morphed into summer camps. And what started as the boys taking, their mentees to summer camp over at Lake Anna, morphed into the girls saying, okay, what about us? So that first year we partnered with an organization that was doing a girls' summer camp program. And then the next year we said, you know what? We veterans. We can do this.
Right.
We camp out all the time. Why are we not doing this? So from that year moving forward, we started running our summer camp programs, and they have been phenomenal. We've been blessed with utilizing spaces from Lake Anna to Maryland over in Pax River Naval Base, which I love because they have their private beach, they have a fishing area, they have a swimming area. They have everything that you would need, and then we can incorporate our own STEM program too.
Oh,
And
nice.
it's just been amazing.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful work. And so you certainly alluded to, really your background and how that really kind of brought you here. And certainly you faced enormous, challenges, some teenage trauma, even combat and being a woman deployed, with your unit and all of that. How has all of that played a role, I would say, in your leadership style today?
I think it's built a lot of resilience in me. So a lot of these, when you're a nonprofit, you got to knock on a lot of doors and make a lot of calls and ask for things that you normally wouldn't do if you had a different career path. So that resilience, it's created and built that in me from my days as a military recruiter and knocking on those doors and understanding that I represent something bigger than myself right now. And it's like I said before, that community word, right?
Yeah.
It's kept me tied in to my people. I have a play brother who we grew up with, in the Marine Corps. And of course now he's retired, but every year he comes back for our summer camp program, and he runs the boys' side of the summer camp program.
Oh, great.
So he's been amazing. And I'm talking people who's, been since removed from the Marine Corps and doing their own careers, still kind of giving back just because of this program. So I would say definitely that resilience, right?
Absolutely.
Definitely that community and that brotherhood and sisterhood, and just holding on to that.
Holding on. And, amongst all of that, planning major events and, all of this, you had time to write a book, the Warrior Code. So tell us about the Warrior Code.
So before there was a Warrior Code, there was a television show.
Okay. Yeah.
So I had an opportunity to co-star with John Cena on a show called American Grit that aired on Fox and ran for 2 seasons. And from just being in front of people's TVs every Thursday night, kind of morphed into, okay, who the heck is this chick and what is she about? There was this one episode in particular in which John Cena is talking to one of the contestants. The contestant was, how you as a woman, you say do something, but you always got somebody that want to kind of question it just because, you got
a little passive aggressive, a little something in there.
So sometimes you got to let them know, don't let that smile fool you now. Look. So John Cena, he kind of spoke up in my behalf, and he gave my whole rundown and my whole bio. And we're talking millions. Was watching this episode, and it turned into a viral moment. So that kind of morphed and metamorphosized into a whole book deal that I was definitely not expecting. And the book deal it showcases my life, but in a way that you can kind of learn from my experiences. I went down door number B or down this left path, but let's see how I could have done it differently, and let's learn, and let's make sure that we too don't fall into that wrong path.
Wow. And so this book is used to support PTSD recovery. And, are there other things that the book kind of took a life of its own and went another path?
So the book is still booking.
That's a good thing.
We are in the process now of turning it into a paperback. It's run its course as the hardcover. It's time for that paperback release. But I'm also in the process, and don't want to give too much away, of kind of rebranding the book, just a tidbit, and releasing a few new nuggets, so to speak. So that will be coming out soon as well.
All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. So
still booking with this book.
Yeah, still booking. So if people are like, I want to keep up with T, what's the best way for them to do that on your social media and any other avenues?
I would say definitely ping me at operationheroesconnect.org. Emails definitely come to my inbox. They may go through the staff, but they all come through my inbox as well. You can also find me on social media. I'm very vocal on social media. So you can find me, just like it says, The Real T. Marie. It'll be the one that has the blue check mark. There's a few out there, T. Marie's, I've noticed lately.
Oh, okay.
Didn't know my name was so common, but everyone shares the T. Marie. So definitely connect with me.
Wonderful. Connect. And we're wrapping up now. I'm telling you, our time went by so fast. Any events like that are pressing that you're like, I want to let the audience know about events.
Okay. Let's real quick. So August 2nd, come join us at the minor league stadium, the Fredericksburg, Virginia Credit Union Stadium, for this huge back to school backpack bash. Woo! So let's bring out the community. My goal is 2,500 backpacks, but it looks like I'm going to exceed that goal. So
okay, go girl.
Bring them out. Come get your backpacks, come get some haircuts, some giveaways, some gift cards. Just come on out. It's going to be a great day. We're going to have a DJ. So come on out, bring the family. And after that, you're going to join us in September 27th. My buddy, comedian and celebrity, Gary Owen.
Oh, wow.
Here for a celebrity golf tournament at Quantico. So at Marine Corps Base Quantico, you'll join us, and that'll be our fundraiser for September as well. So come on out and join us. And in December, put us on the calendar again. Yes. December 20th, you're going to come and join us again at the Credit Union Stadium, the Virginia Credit Union Stadium, and join us for some Selena Johnson R&B Grammy nominated songstress, Selena Johnson, and a casino night. So come on out and join us.
Listen, heavy hitters, you got it stacked up. That knocking on doors and phone calls, that's working. That's working for you. That's working.
Look, you got to keep knocking, and they don't answer. You come back later, you knock again.
You knock again. OperationHeroesConnect.org. And we have those that are listening to the podcast, look down below in the show notes. We got the links there. YouTube, look down below in the show notes as well. And of course, those of you that are on Sharvette.com, Sharvette.com has the information, our full bio, all the connection points for our guests. Well, I'm telling you, our time has flown by. My last question that we always just like to ask all of our guests, because the goal of the show is to motivate, excite, and influence. We want to know what continues to motivate you.
Just pushing myself, making myself better than I was yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. I think sometimes we can go on social media, we can see everybody else doing this and doing that, and we try to run comparisons, right? Don't give a damn what they got going on. Push yourself. I just constantly want to be better. Okay, what can I have done differently from last year? Mm-hmm. What can I do next year that can pivot us in a better location? So it's a steady push of myself. For myself.
That's so good. And the comparison, as people say, is the thief of joy, certainly. Yes. But I heard someone else say it a different way, and I actually like it better. Someone said comparison is the assassinator of joy. Ooh. And the reason why I like that is because an assassinator, I watch a lot of movies and all that, but I know you were in combat, so you know in real life but they sit and they wait, and it's calculated, because you can be doing fine, everything's good, and then one thing you'll see at a moment and it'll throw you off. And so don't let comparison be an assassinator of your.
I like that. Yes.
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you for stopping by the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. We wish you much more continued success for all of the impact that you're making.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Have a great evening.
You too. Thank you. All right, listeners, viewers, it is a wrap. If you're like, oh my goodness, I came in on the tail end, don't worry, sis. Don't worry, bro. Jump over to Sharvette.com. You can hear and see the rest of the show. If you're on the podcast version, subscribe. What you doing? If you're on YouTube, subscribe. What you doing? Share the link with a friend. I think there were so many really great nuggets. Thank you, Eartha. She said, we'll watch the replay just getting home from work. Thank you for checking in. That's right. You can watch this again. You can listen to this again. So shout out to future listeners and future viewers. I was in New York a couple weeks ago. We're wrapping up right now. I was in in New York a couple weeks ago, and at least 3 people, they stopped and they were like, I've been binge listening to your show. Like, that's what happens. Our listeners, people that find out about the show, they just let it play. If they're on YouTube, they're on the podcast version, they just let it run while they're working. And so we thank you for those that may be listening to this as a binge watch. We appreciate you. It's a wrap for the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, episode 771. We will see you all absolutely later on the web. Bye.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Catch Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.